Thank you very much, everybody, for coming here. It is really exciting after so many weeks, even months of preparations, to finally be here at the event in Pretoria. Just for you to tell you that we have people from over 20 countries, mostly Europe and Africa, but we also have people from North America, Canada, US, Mexico. That's quite an exciting development. Although some of the people attending here are based in Europe, some of them are from Africa or from India or from Asia. So this is truly a global event. So I just wanted to mention that before starting. To welcome you all again. Thank you to the Ambassador of the European Union. We were in contact months ago, and then having the support of the European Union has been really important for not only establishing the program, but really for creating this environment for this dialogue that is not only happening here in South Africa. Last year we were in the MENA region. The previous year we were in Europe. We also have had events in Latin America, in Asia. There was a really great event in China from our colleagues from RISE in Sweden. So we've been trying to have this global outreach because what is being addressed by this network is actually the issue of knowledge fragmentation. So we have scientists, academics on the one hand, we have policymakers on the other hand, we have industry, practitioners, NGOs, everybody interested in sustainable development goals, everybody interested in green economy, low carbon economy, climate, circular, well-being economy. So many different blue economy in the islands, in small island development states. So all of these calls for knowledge exchange, for best practices, and innovation somehow has a role. So unpacking what innovation is about is really challenging. It's not only about technology, it's not only about new ideas, it's not only about new ways of cooperation, it's not only about new business models, but it's a combination of all of them. So what we're going to do in these 5 minutes is next to thanking our host at the CSIR, Future Earth, the National Cleaner Production Center, the Sustainability Transition Research Network that have provided elements for the different parts of the program. To thank you all for being here. Next to the program, we will have a really good food, I hope, and that's an extra incentive tomorrow for the braai. If you don't know what the braai is, there are vegetarian options at the braai, by the way. So what we're going to do now is just to tell you why we are doing this. I'm going to tell you how we are intending to do this. Everybody is welcome in this network. We are meant to be a network of networks addressing mostly those interested in innovation for sustainability. We come from eco-innovation and green economy, and I'll tell you something about it because that's probably the same that you do and you call it differently, and that's exactly some of the issues that we're dealing. In technical terms, this is what it's called in policy environments, knowledge brokerage event. So it is about networking, yes, but it's about sharing knowledge. And for the first time, we are having a training activity in the program, but we also have what we think is really important, and is to connect the already young generation of researchers and scholars that will be informing policy processes. So we are doing a PhD, an early career researchers academy. So this is something very exciting for us. So it's been hard work, but we really hope that you enjoy, and you go home, and then with useful contacts, useful knowledge, useful exchanges, and all of this because we all believe that sustainable development is achievable, that we can actually do something about it, and somehow innovation has a role in it. So what I'm going to do in the next 5 minutes really is concentrate on why we're doing this, and then just to tell you a bit how we came about here and how you can join. By being here, you're already, if you're interested, of course, potentially a member of this network. And what I was telling you about this fragmentation of knowledge, I mean, just don't mind, we'll work out on the design, but don't mind that what we are talking here is really the same thing that they are talking in Brazil, that they are talking in India, they're talking about in the Nordic countries. We just call it differently. So if it is true that innovation, whatever you call it, in whichever way you call it, has an enabling role to foster a more just economy or a well-being economy or a circular economy or a green economy, then, and if that in turn enables the achievement of sustainable development goals, well, what we identified, and it was not us, it was some really smart people at the European Commission services that spotted that there is an issue of fragmentation. Why? I mean, because we are talking about the same things. In some parts of the world, there is already solutions and answers. And in some parts of the world, questions are being addressed, policy questions, research questions are being addressed, and sometimes we don't find one another. So they say, okay, what we want is a network that brings together other networks. So we do not intend to be the sine qua, we intend to be this network that brings together other people, other programs, other networks, other individuals who are interested in innovation for sustainable development, then addressing this issue of fragmentation, but supporting collaboration and engaging people. So here we are about engaging, we are about making people aware of one another, and somehow contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals agenda. This project and this program and this network is really important for the European Commission. Not because we're doing it, it's because it's a topic that they committed themselves. They say, well, there are many things that you can do about Sustainable Development Goals. Knowledge and innovation, it's the way we can also contribute to foster this dialogue. So we actually have 3 basic aims. So we, as I was saying, this whole fragmentation issue, because we don't know about one another, so we are connecting, we have this connecting effect. We also support this knowledge exchange and knowledge connectivity. And we engage with policymakers, with businesses and researchers. Next year, we will have our next symposium in Brussels. And we are already preparing the program. So it is an opportunity for not only coming to South Africa, but also continuing with this dialogue. And then in between, there are other ways that we can engage. So I'm not going to present this in detail because this is in your pen drive. You have all of this information. If you do not have a pen drive, just please ask one of my colleagues outside, and they will provide it to you. So what I wanted to tell you is that, well, we're just starting. I mean, the European Commission has kindly provided us with funding through a Horizon 2020 project. So we are starting this network and this community. There is a website, and we have services. So along this line of connecting, providing knowledge, and providing guidance to policymakers, not because we have all the knowledge or because we can provide all the guidance, it's by connecting and by putting people together. And resources that have been created already elsewhere, they can be really useful in other contexts. Not everybody knows that South Africa, or not everybody is aware that South Africa was one of the pioneers in sustainable development. That's why it's also very meaningful to be here. And there are many things to learn. Europeans, we have a lot of things to learn from how we see innovation, how we see sustainability in South Africa and in Africa in general. So in the notion of knowledge and innovation in Europe has very much focused on creating economic value. Whereas when you come to this part of the world, it's about solving social problems, about environmental and social justice. It's about poverty alleviation. It's about empowerment. It's about many things that, of course, they help the environment. And it is really a challenge to preserve nature, to make use of our ecosystems in a way that we don't distort them anymore. But it is this type of thinking that by this connecting knowledge and guidance services that we are hoping to put a little bit of contribution to this growing community. So basically, we have symposiums, we have a network of experts, we are creating a global interactive database. That means if you're working in initiatives that you think other people around the world should know about, because, yeah, maybe what you are doing here for waste management is actually quite relevant for Solomon Islands, and you don't know about it. So this kind of idea is the global interactive maps and the database. Then we have the knowledge part. Obviously, we are a community of scientists and academics that we've been given the tasks to reach out others in terms of policy making and business and people at NGOs, practitioners. So we have some knowledge that it's been in publications. We have created that, so that inventories. We have the academy, and we are working really hard on webinars. So we reach out, and actually online, there's probably people here in the room. We have the Future Earth Online Network joining. We have people in other parts of the world, also the STRN network joining online. We have people from different places in the world. I'm not sure about the count, but you can check on YouTube. We hope it will grow. But also, this is a message for that this work is also virtual, and we can reach out more people and try to bring that knowledge across. Finally, this guidance purpose. We are working on an eco-innovation manual, eco-innovation and green economy manual, some guidelines for local authorities, because they are the ones with all the trouble. I mean, we create regional, supranational, national strategies, and then guys at the city hall are the ones who say, okay, well, now I have this target, they are providing me with this funding, do I have the capacity, do I find the people, how do I go about? So we are working hopefully towards that, filling that gap in the policy arena. We're also working on a policy roadmap effort. So basically, we are doing a global. We're doing two things. It's a global assessment of policies of innovation for sustainability and for sustainability transitions. So we have so far, and this is something that we will be discussing tomorrow, we have so far analyzed how things are going in Turkey, the UK, South Africa, and this is an open invitation for continuing. We develop a framework. It's there for people to use to do these national assessments, because it's somehow again this whole policy landscape is it's somehow good to benchmark how they're doing, and the other element next to the policy assessment, we call it the STEER framework. Next to that, we somehow we will provide some toolkits and guidelines on road mapping. Road mapping is a powerful exercise. One, you have an idea where you want to go, how you plan the steps, either at the national level, at the company level, so you actually implement a number of either programs, either projects, either pilots, either strategies. So how you go about. You can think of it in terms of many different areas, but that's an interesting exercise. And obviously the part of providing some manuals, as I mentioned, the Eco-Innovation and Green Economy Manual. Some of you that come from innovation field, you're familiar with the Oslo Manual, for example. We really aim that this manual that we created will be a modest version of, hopefully one day will become somehow the Oslo Manual for Eco-Innovation Green Economy in view of SDGs. So we are not putting our ambition too high, we just, what we know is going to be there. And this brings us to, here we have something that is missing. There's something maybe wrong with the slide, but I was actually acknowledging every single organization that is here today. And I'm terribly sorry about that. Something happened. But basically, what I wanted to tell you about all these 20 countries, 43 different organizations, whether they are networks, whether they are companies, whether they are foundations, from South Africa, from Kenya, from Uganda, from Europe, from different European countries. From the European Union delegation, there are some colleagues that will be with us for the rest of the day. From universities in Canada, universities in Mexico, from people working in Nordic countries, which actually not Nordic. So you may meet someone from Finland who doesn't look really Finnish. It's like me. I come from Europe and I don't look European. So this is the global dimension of knowledge. So thank you all for being here. Just going to present, and in all fairness, this is a collective effort. So basically who we are, it's you plus us. So we are all, we have the project partners from the Green.eu project, sponsored by the European Commission, by Horizon 2020. And then we have the broader network. So basically, this is people who has been working on eco-innovation and green economy for a number of years from a number of angles. Either they've been working on policies, either they've been working on indicators for UN, for example, or they were working on sustainability transitions. Some of these people have coined the terms that we're using. One of our leading experts is no longer here, Klaus Rennings. Sadly, he passed, but he was a coiner somehow of the term eco-innovation because of his paper. This became mainstream. So be sure that we don't know everything, but we have some experience in these topics on eco-innovation and green economy. Some of our partners are working more on communication of scientific results. Some others are training people or doing research. So CTW, UCL, Stellenbosch University, United Nations University Merit in Maastricht, Greenovate, ICLEI, the European Secretariat. They are a network and a think tank for cities. So cities for sustainability. So they're working a lot on sustainable procurement, for example. Technalia, RISE in Sweden, and TNO, we are research and technology organizations. We are in the business of developing technology. Then we have King's College London, University of Ferrara, Knowledge, which is a specialized firm working with some of you on green economy. But we are already a network of networks. So this is just an indication of with whom we are in contact, some to one way or another. Doesn't mean that we have to do it all, but at least we have identified that there is a potential for further exchange, further collaboration. So if you are interested, at the end of the event, I'm going to tell you how to become a member. But so far, this is one of the main services that we can provide, just to put you in contact and to exchange information and knowledge. And yeah, it's here. It moved. Sorry about that. So this is you. This is everybody in the room. So thank you to the European Commission for the providing the means of doing this project and creating this network. First line, all of our co-organizers, co-sponsors, and hosts. On Friday, you're going to be at the municipality here in I never pronounce it correctly. It's Swane. So you're going to be seeing what they're doing at the municipal level, just trying to promote, renewable energy. And then we have a number of networks and number of institutions. And this is just for you upfront. It's an acknowledgement for the effort, the really long flight, the late night flight that most of you had. So thank you for being here. And I will be more than happy to exchange further information and to be your host during this event. You won't see me much. That means that is a good thing. If you see me around, that's not a good thing. So I will be seeing you at the end of the event, obviously during the event. We have a wonderful set of chairs and co-chairs and speakers and panelists. So if for whatever reason you need to leave, just make sure that we have your contact details, okay? And then I am positive that there are ways that we can further collaborate. Thank you very much for your attention. I will leave the floor back to our moderator. And enjoy your stay, enjoy the program, and thank you for the people in the online broadcasting. And don't forget to come and talk to us should you think that already with the discussions and with the program and what I have shown you, there is enough interest to collaborate further. Thank you very much.